Hello, how's everyone doing? How have you guys been? V, Kostis, Jinx, hello guys, welcome to stream. How have you guys been? I hope you're all doing fantastic. Rewards. Excellent. And is it with the next reset where I get to have the 2 identity tickets? Let's go. Hello, Collider. Hi. Are you ready for what put this tomorrow? I mean, technically speaking, I am ready in terms of economy. I am not ready in terms of what I have to do in order to, well, you know, well, purchase. I mean, stream it. I mean, I could use the border. Yeah. Oh my, oh my. Yes. 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 Let's go. Excellent. Fortunately, I don't have another. Oh, I do have another tug. Fuck yeah. One more and we're maxed out. The 2 identity tickets will be given to us on 11 o'clock. That's what I said. I said on the next reset. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, how have you guys been? Let me see. What should we do? That's right. I haven't done the dailies. I really need to finish the dailies for today and then see how much I can upgrade Yesang real quick. And after that, we move on to Intervallo, okay? Yeah, sure.
Wild hunt, yeah.
I thought you meant tomorrow. Technically speaking, the quote-unquote reset is tomorrow, you know? I'm on my 3rd Mirror Dungeon Collider. Good! On the other hand, this week I didn't got the chance to do any Mirror Dungeons at all. That is okay. What can you do? On my night shift, Sarge. Sorry, Zeke. I know how that feels. I know how that feels, unfortunately. By tomorrow I'll be at the 2nd to the last canto. Okay, bravo. That guy literally thought with a guard he will survive. I just hit 5k damage with the index Yesang. Damn. It was my promise to the Pimon community and I'm fulfilling it. Bravo! Good. Stick by your word. Honestly, the only time I can watch your stream when I'm on my night shift. Well, excluding the fact whenever I actually stream a little bit earlier or a little bit later, right? 196. Damn, Otis. Tomorrow, I have a morning shift. So that is actually a little bit bad for me, considering. Cause I'm not gonna have a lot of time to stream. It's also gonna be a little bit later than tonight, perhaps. I don't know. I'll see how I'll try to manage things. I have the same Ryosho as you on right now. Good. Victory. Poor Slav girl. This intervallo really got her good.
선택받았으니까 그렇겠죠?
길이 같으니 거들어주지.
I'm on 179 rolls for Wapipi. I will have at least one guarantee. Good.
정화.
그의 오물을 떼어내주지.
내 뒤로.
주라디야.
작은 잘게 씹어버리겠네.
There goes your arm.
내 뒤로.
자,
저 밝긴다. 돌아가니요.
정화.
Collider, you're progressing at a very good pace. You just have warp intervalos, Canto 7, 2 more intervalos, then Canto 8, and then 1 intervalo, then Canto 9. Okay. Good. Hopefully I'll reach Canto 9 before the the next Canto. Display drivers crashed. Oh, crap.
어서로 갈까?
Hopefully you will not have to reinstall them. Usually that's what happens whenever I play Helldivers. You'll have like 4 months, man. Okay, good. That's enough time.
회풍. 일발장전.
I'm probably just gonna go for the new Ryosho ID. Don't care much about the other two, to be honest. The Ryosho ID really looks awesome with the rifle and the revolver, but Mersault is also kinda nice. I will not say the same about Sinclair. I do like the rock vibe,
나를 계속
but
고용해.
unfortunately,
공원의 여러
actually
협객 중 내가
do
별나게
make
볼
one
수
in order to
있겠지.
start rehealing.
하지만 그 후에
Unfortunately,
흑수들보다도 뛰어나다는 걸 알게 될
yeah, I don't think I will be able to get all of them. No updie. Level up. Oh, good enough. Yeah. Okay. Level 28 for the time being. Okay. Now, we have a mini before that, a familiar siren. And then we have Murder on the Warp Express. Okay. Let's see. Did I collected everything here? No, I forgot to do this. Might as well do this now. Or else I'm gonna forget completely to do it altogether. Support. I need support, guys. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna choose someone who has a lot of... There we go. You have a lot. Nice.
군주가
잠시 같이 걸을
오늘은 시간을 얼마나 뜨드려나.
Okay, hopefully this will
내
work.
명을 들은 시비수.
Lord Hangwangli might work. That's my Honglo. Man, your Honglo with all these egos is actually busted. Okay, how do you use him? You know what? Win rate. Actually, yeah, there we go.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
Enjoy. Thanks. Hopefully he will help us achieve the,
몸소 보여주지.
Man, he reminds me of that one character in damn. He reminds me of that character from For Honor. This is one very, very iconic Chinese weapon. Just let him go. Okay.
심승들의 재간을 풀겠다.
회풍.
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이다.
흩어져. 찾지 못하리.
심승들의 재간을 풀겠다.
Wait a minute, is it my idea or they aimed literally all of them the same fucking...
몸소 보여주지. 넌
Need to get to wave 2 before 5. Yeah, okay. Look at that. I'm wasting turns like a fucking... Well, whatever. Doesn't matter now.
심승들의 재간을 풀겠다.
I forgot it's a it's a fucking focus battle.
봉창.
I got fooled because they were humans.
얼마 안 걸릴 거야.
If you get dangerously close to 10, then use egos. Okay? AoE ones. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Man, Lord Hongla actually is an idea I really want to have.
내 뒤.
He's actually destroying them. Yep, he is. God damn, motherfucker.
얼마 안 걸릴 거야.
회풍.
God damn, what are these numbers? Then again, he's level 60.
탑봉창.
Turn 7.
재간을 풀겠다. 진 목을 떨궈주마.
내 뒤.
Time will eventually catch up to him. There we go. Time catch up to him. Victory! Nice. That was so fun. That was, man, Lord Hangla. God damn, that was awesome. Man, I need that ID.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍우는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍로가 무엇을 바꾸었는지를.
God damn. Okay. Now we officially can go to the mini. Hello, Jelly. Welcome to the stream. He's really good ID, but he does need his goons collider. Oh. He's all about the goons, huh? Okay then, I'll keep that in mind. A familiar siren. I just woke up. Well, good morning, I guess. Right, I think we can conclude our consultation session here. I've been holding regular consultations with the sinners for a while now. My session with Heathcliff ended earlier than I'd expected. So, what are you writing in that notebook?
이거? 그냥 뭐라도 적어두면 나중에 기억하기 편하지 않을까 싶어서.
Heathcliff's been holding that notebook in his hands ever since this session started. It didn't seem like he was making a full record of our entire conversation. It was more like he was writing things down if they seemed worthy of remembering. Are you writing about Catherine?
그런 것도 있고.
His expression becomes inscrutably complex upon hearing her name. He breathes in a lungful of air and lets out a deep sigh. He smiles awkwardly before sliding his notebook across the desk in my direction. I take a quick glance at the pages. Its contents are so as disorganized and chaotic as his handwriting. But I also notice that several of those disorganized notes are records of his memories with Catherine, scribbled next to notes of significant moments in our journey, records of memories he doesn't want to lose.
뭐 별거 없어.
You need Malfaust. Ah, I see. A lot of ideas and egos needed if you want to use him at 100%. Yeah. Actually, I anticipated that. Of course, certain IDs will forever need their boosts. I fell asleep last night while doing the dungeon, and now I gotta do it before weekly reset. Well, good luck with that. As I said, this week I didn't have time for dungeons at all. At all. So I lost 750 lunacy. Fuck yeah. Right before World Poogies too.
아무튼 끝났으면 간다.
Heathcliff takes a notebook and leaves the room. I catch a glimpse of his bitter expression as he steps through the doorway. It isn't long before Rhodia practically bursts through the door. You got 1 hour and 18 minutes for that? No, I don't wanna waste streaming time for just half a temple. It doesn't feel like it's necessary. I will never get the chance to move on with the story if I do that.
키스가 나가는 거 보고 바로 들어왔는데 일찍 끝났네?
Yeah, we didn't really talk about much.
뭔지는 모르겠지만 요즘 들어 희스가 얌전해진 것 같네.
I genuinely wanna know how these meetings go with Ryoshu or Kyoto. Even better, how they go with Utis, baby. Oh my god. Well, I'm not complaining. Why don't you take a seat, Rhodia? Rhodia hummed cheerfully as she sat down. She really didn't seem too different from her usual self. Wait, what are we talking about? Nothing. Half a temple? Oh, the half a temple is about the, the 750 basically lunacy. Our consultations usually consisted of some minor chit-chat and watching her munch on some snacks. Yeah, gotta keep the the nutrition going on with the girl. Hey, so I think there is something we have to talk about today.
뭔데 그렇게 분위기를 잡고 그래?
Do you remember what you've asked me when we were dealing with the case of time killing time, Rhodia?
내가 무슨 말 했었나?
A lot. Rhodia carefully looks away, her fingers fiddling with the snacks prepared for these consultations. I'm starting to grow uncertain whether this is a good time to bring this up when she's still so obviously evasive about it. I really don't want the moon to get so as frosty as it did during the investigation. But this overly cheaper, chatty attitude is just a vantage haphazardly pulled over a scar that still hurts, isn't it? Yeah, that reflects her canto. If you remember, the castle itself was made of ice. I sit there, looking at Rhodia and her fabricated smile. I have to ask. Yeah, this is exactly what these consultations are for. What better time to do this than now? Technically speaking, you could very well be like, not just consultations, but in a sense, you could be like a mentor to them, in a sense. Like a psychologist. The best thing you can do is just lay out the question and let her express herself however she wants. Only ask further questions as long as she has done talking. Ask me how I know. I've been saving my lunacy for Wapipi. Yeah, you know what? How did Collider? What? You know what? How did Collider? What the fuck? 1 floor per day. Oh, how you did. So it's gonna took me like 5 days to finish my mirror dungeon. Of course, this only work. This only work if you have hard mode. I know. I understand. Since you can claim all the weekly in one go. Yep. I think I know how did Collider. God damn, man. And if you do know how you did, know what did you, then why don't you tell us about it, huh? I'm talking about the time you asked me about Sonia, about what would have happened if you... Motherfucker! The alarm had to choose this precise moment when I finally gathered enough courage to bring this up to go off. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Wait, that was... I reflexively get to my feet at the blaring alarm. A few seconds later, I hear someone tapping on the bus PA system. And not long after that, a brief tss plays from the speaker installed in my room.
운전석에서 전파한다. 버스 내 휴식 중인 전 인원 복도로 집합한다.
I would be happy if I were to hear that voice through the speakers. I don't know about you guys. Do I want to hear the testing again? Yes, I do.
운전석에서 전파한다.
How does is for testing in Korean? Who says on the mic?
다시 한번 알린다. 버스 내 휴식 중인
운전석은 카론 자리야.
Yeah?
잡아당기지 마라. 지금 중요 사안을 전파 중이다.
No, Karen, no. I was listening to that. Goddamn.
자꾸 카론과 밀피 사이에 끼어들면 곤란해.
Wow. Who to get mad with now, huh? Virgilius's deep sigh was the last thing we heard from the bus PA system before Karen notices brief squabble came to an abrupt end.
어머, 아까 알람도 그렇고 또 뒷문에 새로운 게 생긴 모양이네.
Let's see. I'm gonna guess that this one's for a refraction relay? Railway?
그런 거라면 좀 싫다. 거기 들어가면 너무 힘들다고.
Claudia grumbles for a moment before rising from her seat. Kinda seems like she's trying to smoothly maneuver away from answering my question.
왜 멀뚱멀뚱 서 있어, 단테? 안 나가려고?
She's generally happy about this. This is what happens when I'm typing while I'm working. Fair, man, fair. Yesterday I was strolling with friends at night playing Fortnite and we decided to ask ChatGPT about cantos. Bro said Canto 9 was Rhodia's and the boss was distorted so many... Wow, ChatGPT really knew its stuff, huh? Yeah, I'm coming. I leave my empty consultation notes behind and follow Roddy out to the hallway. Out to a very crowded hallway. The murmur rises and rises. The sinners were each sharing their ideas as to what this alarm might be for.
순서상으로 역시 굴절 철도겠죠?
높은 확률로 다음 번호인 4호선이겠구만. 아휴, 또 고생긴 하겠어.
모두 정숙해라. 관리자님께서 오셨다. 한 발 앞서 인원을 소집해 두었습니다.
Man, after everything, what we did to her, the fact that she still actually keeps things in an orderly manner. She still cares for us. Hello, Labris. Welcome to the stream. What did I miss, guys? You didn't miss much. We just started in the mini. Thanks.
오셨나요, 단테?
I'm actually getting a welcome too. I heard the radio. Is it the refraction railway this time?
네. 정확히는 거울 굴절 철도죠. 이제 슬슬 이것도 익숙해졌나 봐.
도원안치.
Okay. There is no fucking way my Ryoshinese is that good in order to know what the fuck she says right here. What the hell, asshole? What gives? Shit. And I was going somewhere with this. Damn it. This is a tough one. This is a genuine tough one. I'll mute it for a bit in my watch where Julius's aura farm for a bit. Go for it. I've been busy all day doing variant dungeons in Final Fantasy 14. Good job, Labris. Good job. Hello, Gio. Welcome to the stream. I'm getting unbeatable tickets in 1 hour. Good. Same here. Labris. Or someone. Look it up for me. When the hell are we going in? Oh, I was close. I knew she said the hell here. When is what I got wrong. Are we going in? I just fucked the rest of it completely.
도시, unbelievable.
도대체 언제?
Whoa, this is how everyone is trying to learn Ryoshinese. Let's go. Whoa, it is a heartbreaking ad. She actually tried, actually.
도대체 언제 안으로 갈 것인지 묻는 것 같소.
정확히는 도대체 언제 안으로 진입할 건지 궁금하신 것 같아요.
Ryosu, who had been listening with a knitted brow as each sinner hazarded their guesses, appeared to have finally found peace. Sinclair was right on the money, as usual. Hey, at least Gregor and Nissan got half of that right too. I got half of that right as well. Hey. The bus alarms weren't the only thing growing increasingly familiar to us. The sinners were really getting to know one another as well. Character development. Well, let's go check it out right now.
문을 열겠네.
What the fuck is this place? What are these shadows on the... Oh my god. The door opens with a creak and a bright blue light fills my vision. The blue ambience almost seems to drop the temperature of the entire room. Another railway line, completely different from line 3 in its orange hue.
관리자나리, 이것 좀 보시오. 카르튼의 가면까지 완전 파리 분위기잖소.
She seems to like hell. Oh, don't say that. Masks? I followed one Kyoto who had run off on her own again with my eyes. It was as she said, the walls were lined with various masks, each wearing different expressions. I wonder if this has something to do with the theme of enemies we're about to meet here. We're about to meet the masked fools.
오티스나리와 똑 닮은 사람이 있다네.
What? Spitting image of Lady Utis?
뭐?
2 of them? Oh my god. This line is my dream world. There was urgency in her voice. I quickly ran to her to where Don Quixote was with the other sinners in tow. Yes! It is another Utis! Oh my god! Okay, I need one for display, one for personal use, and one for work. I have 2 right now. The one for display and the one for personal use. I need one more for the sake of, you know, taking out for work. I'm a shadow, the true self. She is the shadow. I hope this isn't anything serious.
세상에. 진짜잖아.
Describe personal use. It's when you use something for your person. Yeah.
현상체 미끼 그런 건 아니겠죠?
What did you expect? I hope this isn't the lure left behind by abnormality. What do you mean a lure? Oh, something to fool us?
에이, 야 꼬맹이. 재수없는 소리 하지 마라.
하지만 오티스 씨와 다르게 말도 하지 않고 훨씬 어두운걸요? 우와, 이쪽에는 저랑 똑같이 생긴 분도 있네요.
What? Hong Lu stood next to a humanoid shape that mimicked every move he made. When he raised his hands, the shape raised its hands. When he closed his eyes, the shape closed its eyes. Right, almost like a shadow with the darkness and its mimicry. Well, wait. That looks like one of Hong Lu's identities. I noticed 2, 3 more humanoid shadows standing nearby. What on earth is going on?
환상체라면 그나마 다행이지만 혹시라도 모종의 이유로 복제된 인간이라면
If they are clones?
관리자님, 한시라도 빨리 저것들을 제거해야 합니다.
No! I can't do that, Tooties, no! If it's a clone, we have to keep her!
지금 당장 전투 명령을.
Are we sure about that? Give me a sec. I'll ask Faust first if...
빠르게 판단하셔야 합니다. 만약 복제된 것이 맞다면 머리가...
Oh, that's right, the head! Shit! You know what? Go for it! Shit, I forgot! This isn't the first time she's asked to make a decision like this, but... I forgot about the head, that's right. It's a taboo to have a fucking clone! Damn it! Oh, fuck! Of course. The head wants all the clones to itself. On a side note, variant dungeons in Final Fantasy XIV is 1 to 4 player dungeons with multiple paths to take, as well as being able to alter the final boss to your fighting style from previous actions you take. I see. Personal use, nouns. Nouns! When you use it for person, Collider 2026. Exactly. Along the way, as well as a hidden true boss if you figure out how to do so. Yeah, I know that the dungeons in Final Fantasy XIV are somewhat perplexed. I myself never really got too much into them, but they were fun playing them through the first time. Not all of them, up until a certain point. To have a clone for more than a week is illegal. The time matter here. Wait. Oh my god. So we don't have to be rash. We can keep her for a week! Yes! Gisang noticed the tension and quickly stepped in between the two of us.
파우스트야, 설명을 부탁할 수 있겠는가?
Wow, wait a minute. Wait a minute, I haven't read this. This isn't the first time she's asked me to make a decision like this, but she's never been this serious or adamant about it before. She really got up to our faces, huh? Wow. We can see tension between Tante and Utis. I never thought I'd see the day. Actually, there's a difference between clone and copy. Clones are biologically grown, while a copy isn't truly a clone. What is a copy then?
네, 해당 개체는 복제 인간이 아닙니다.
Fuck!
따라서 이대로 일주일이 지난다고 해도 머리가 나서는 일은 없습니다.
We could keep look. It's awesome that this actually is actually a rule. So you know what this means? If it was a clone, we wouldn't have to put it down. Right now, we would have had it for 1 week. Then we could put it down and then create another clone and have that clone for another week. Think smart, not hard. Faust nodded sagely, as though she had just learned something new before looking in my direction. Right. She probably wants me to explain what this is. I quickly blurt out the first thing that came to my mind. That one feels like a peccatulum. I wasn't completely sure, but that's the feeling I've so grown used to sensing whenever we encounter the peccatula.
폭루 씨를 무작정 따라하는 걸 보면 자아도 희미한 것 같네요. 외관도 좀 다르고요.
Well, you could have an abnormality that copies other people, for an example. Okay, Arcop is just threading the line of no clothes for a week of the wings. Really? Nice. Welcome back, Ostis. Yeah, Arcop uses T-Corp Singularity staff to train their clones, then do a Hunger Games. Okay, interesting.
잠시 진정하시게, 오티스 양. 흥분이 과해진 것 같소.
There is a good reason why she got so agitated so fast about this specific thing. Why does she not trust herself? This is exactly what this actually tells me. Like, she literally doesn't even trust herself. It's not about the head. If we have 1 week time to actually consider what to do with a clone, then why was she actually so pushy about making a decision right this instant? Man, I cannot wait for the Utis canto. Utis bows, embarrassment appeared apparent, but her head cleared with relief. Yeah, she wouldn't actually bow. The bowing thing is an Asian thing, not a Greek one. The Greeks don't really bow. She would have, if it was more real, she would have just stepped back really, in silence, and start being a little bit more laconic about it, without really try to take any more without trying to draw too much any more attention to herself. Well, it is what it is. I guess I'm nitpicking a little bit now. Do you know what happens to clones that last for more than a week? No. Wouldn't you, if you learned about the clone yet didn't for how long they have been alive for? Shit, Rooney. Interesting name. Yeah, actually you're right about that. Fuck. Yeah, I didn't consider that possibility. I thought the head will start coming after you only for the week that you have actually become aware of it yourself. Not from the very first moment that the clone itself actually has been around. So that could very well mean that you could very well be on the 6th day and you wouldn't even know. Yeah, you're right about that. Well, look at Project Moonclaw and look at the images. The clone gets a nice and peaceful visit by them. Oh no. Claw. That is the thing that actually comes to kill clones? Son of a bitch. Wow. Okay, and how powerful is that thing exactly? Like, is he stronger than Big Brother? Is he as strong or perhaps stronger than Maestro? What are we talking about here? Those are people who enforce law. Okay. More than just clones, but yes. Oh. He's like Hank from Resident Evil. Hank? Much stronger. Oh shit. He's on par with Colors. Fuck. Very much more stronger than Big Brother. Fuck.
죄송합니다. 관리자님 앞에서 이런 주태를.
That's okay, dear. I still love you if you still love me too. Clearly, I still have a lot to learn about the sinners. Every instance of these moments seemed to unveil something new. I mean, you don't really know anything about Uti specifically. I was trying to get a better read on Utis's expression when Heathcliff suddenly asked the question out loud. By the way, Utis in other languages may work, but yeah, it does still imply. If you were to say it in Greek, you would get the same answer the Cyclops got. If one day Utis disappears and you would question, hey, where is Utis? A Greek would be like, if there is no Utis, then why are you asking if there is one? Since Utis means nobody, you know what I mean? You get it.
그런데 죄종이라는 건 좀 더 그 뭐냐 괴물처럼 생기지 않았었냐?
뒤틀림도 죄종도 외관과 같은 기존의 상식으로 대해서는 안 됩니다.
그런데 저희가 상대할 수 있는 수준의 죄종이겠죠?
아, 확실히. 저택에서처럼 몰려오거나 베르길리우스 씨를 복제하면 곤란한데요.
If they manage to somehow copy Vergilius, that's going to be a problem. Oh, shit, I didn't thought of that.
이때까지의 굴절 철도를 생각하면 이길 수 없는 상대를 마주할 일은 없을 것이라 생각하오. 그저 그 과정이 고될 뿐.
It took 2 colors just to hold their own against an arbiter and a claw. Wow.
질투 죄종이라고 파우스트는 알고 있습니다. 이때까지의 죄종을 생각하면 전투가 성립하지 않을 만큼 전력의 차이가 있지 않을 겁니다.
Okay.
죄종을 정확한 등급으로 표기하고 있지 않으니 스스로 판단할 수 있는 정보가 적어졌다.
그러고 보니 죄종과 뒤틀림의 위험 등급 조정은 어떻게 되고 있나요?
LCD 부서에서 아직 완료되진 않았지만 진척이 꽤 되었다고 전달받았습니다. 정확한 일정은 정해지면 들을 수 있을 테죠.
정말 다행이네요.
The head is capable of erasing your entire existence, by the way, Collider. How exactly? Are they gonna take you and throw you into the concept incinerator or some shit?
그런데 죄종분들이 갑자기 도망가시는데요?
Huh? As we stood there talking to one another, Picatulum that resembles Hunglo suddenly shoved him to the side and began sprinting elsewhere.
아이씨, 그거 그냥 보고만 있으면 어떡하냐?
Heathcliff also sprinted after the figure, but he soon came to a sudden stop before starting to slowly back away.
이런 미친.
A subway train slides to the platform with a loud horn. Past the windows, I see a subway car filled to the brim with purple shadows. This is so much Persona 5. Actually, Memento's moment. Shadows in the shape of the sinners.
저게 도대체 몇 명이야?
There are way more UTCs than just one.
저랑 똑같이 생긴 사람을 3명은 본 것 같아요.
The ridiculous sight was enough to stop us all dead in our tracks, allowing the Pecatulum to board the subway car, and the door shut behind him.
이번 굴절 철도는 유난히 심상치 않구려.
어? 저쪽에서 한 대 더 오는데.
As soon as the subway train carrying the Pecatula leave the station, a new one begins to roll in. To my relief, this one doesn't look like it's packed to the brim with shadow people. But what is that? There are curtains and masks. I don't remember seeing anything like that on the last railways we challenged.
시시한 예술이군.
아까는 당황해서 제대로 못 봤는데 전철이 꽤 화려하게 꾸며져 있지 않아?
그러게요. 장식품이 주렁주렁 달려 있네요.
Just as the sinners were gawking at the ostentatiousness that was this train, something burst forth from the train car door.
뭐라? 이거 카펫이죠?
A carpet. That's what they do to the people that break their laws. Wow. Because here's the thing, with arbiters alone, you know how a wing might have like 1-2 different singularities? An arbiter has access to about 15 singularities each. There are more of those things? I thought there were already technically too many singularities to begin with. Let's assume that approximately, let's just say 2. Let's just say that each wing has 2 different singularities. I think the wings are about like what? Considering the alphabet, I think 22, 24? Perhaps I'm confusing it with the Greek alphabet. Anyway, let's say 22. That makes 44 singularities. And you're trying to tell me right now that for each arbiter, let's assume that there are 10 of them, there are 15 more singularities? That makes a total of 100, almost 200 singularities in total. Fuck that. What was this railway called again? Masquerade? Yeah, really fits the vibe of the masked fools. It's like something's inviting us in there.
썩 달갑지 않은 초대구려.
I agree with Yisang. This is an invitation I'm happy to jump at, but I'm sure we'll face even worse things in our journey. I'll take every chance we get to strengthen the sinners. Let's go. I took my first steps onto the carpet and boarded the subway train. Man, this actually looked so fucking interesting. And I can't play it. There is no line 4 anymore. The son of a bitch. Oh, well, okay, that's okay. It is what it is. Canto time. Intervallo time. Actually, before I start the intervallo, I really need a bathroom break. Give me 1 minute, okay? Sorry for that. You can enjoy the music. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the wait. Hello, Master. Welcome to stream. That expression when Collider can't have two UTCs. Yes. That was the correct expression. Gotta wait for them to rerun it. They actually do rerun the lines? Do you know they're bringing back line 2 later this year, right? No, I do not. I do not, actually. You have too many strokes. It explains the dementia, though. I guess. Hello, Rabbit. Welcome to stream. Anyway. Time for us to start. Actually, no. Before I forget, Labris. I just wanted to give a little bit of an update since we're all here about the roles in the server, because I tagged everyone yesterday and apparently nobody really replied to that, you know, to my reply. So, well, I was thinking that maybe, considering the fact that most people might actually be indecisive or they might, I don't know, not have much time for it, I'm gonna have to give, you know, I'm gonna have to take the liberty to actually give like a placeholder role for the sake of actually having like something there, okay? Technically, yeah, it can change down the line, but yeah, that's something that I had in mind and I'm letting you know right now. So, I'm still thinking on it, I was kinda busy yesterday, so yeah, I understand. People might be busy. That is okay. I can actually, you know. And today I had my blood taken, so I was also busy. Yeah, I understand. I'm not saying that people, you know, are forced to do it, but I'm gonna have to give them a placeholder for the sake of actually, you know, having some consistency to it. If you want to change it later, I will change it, but perhaps I will just give you, for example, the role of just citizen. I will just rename you Labris in order to not have like a, you know, the rest of the confusing name. And if people want to change it down the line, they can. Role, yeah, you see, Jelly, I have been trying to, you know, see how a server, an RP in a sense, server works for the channel. Secret Collider Society. Kinda. Well, technically I have it on the test run and I'm trying to, you know, see how I'm gonna, you know, bringing things, this whole thing together. Unfortunately, I got really messed up this past month. Yeah, so I hadn't had any peace of mind mostly. It's not that I didn't have any time. I just didn't have the peace of mind in order to focus on it. So, yeah. It's for the sake of the rebrand I'm actually working on. Rebrand, or you can just call it, you know, just, you know, a more lore-focused project. I'm not still sure what I'm actually making. The Divine Confrontation project. Which, by the way, a small update in order to actually give you good news. The track which I was creating, it's almost complete. We're almost at the final stage, and I'm really happy with what we have come up with. Of course, it's only the first track, and this one track alone took, well, it actually took, in total, like it took about like what, maybe 20 hours to make. And I can only afford 2 hours per week, so it took about like more than 3 months actually to create. But yeah, we're almost done with that. The only thing that is remaining is actually the mixing. In case you wanna see the intro, it is actually on the post of the donation site, which I have created. I cannot even remember what the donation site is called. Not gonna lie, it's not very famous. It's like Patreon, but it's not actually Patreon, get me? The the stacked site. The post there actually does have the track if you want to hear it. Only the first part, that is. Anyway, yeah, that's about it for the project. I just wanted to let you know about it. Let's begin first class. Alright. How did this happen? First, we boarded the warp train to get to our next destination, P Corp. Got into our fancy first-class flash freeze hibernation capsules and we were supposed to arrive at P Corp after a quick blink of an eye, but...
제대로 듣고 계신 건가요? 지금
Whoa. We're starting off kinda heavy here. What the fuck? Also... Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I do I wanna mention this? If I mention this, am I gonna be weird? I guess I'm gonna be weird, but you know, it's gonna be like a headcanon thing. So, I have seen a lot of people that mostly they actually do create, you know, spicy art with Utis and Faust. And it's actually kind of ridiculous how, technically speaking, there is always like a mix-up between the, you know, the relationship mix-up. The most interactions of Utis and Faust are between always Dante and Virgilius on a one-to-one level, if you get me. You don't really see Utis or Faust interact often with other sinners compared to, for example, Rhodia interacting with Gregor or you know, Quixote interacting a lot with Heathcliff, for example. So I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm thinking about it. I don't have anything to say on the matter. I just wanted to, you know, I just wanted to bring attention to it. Uriart, yes. Well, it could also be Uriart, yes. I'm not gonna deny it. There will be a mirror world. A mirror world? For what? The first thing I saw when my vision returned was the perplexed look on Faust, who had entered hibernation at the same time as I did. Then I realized that we woke up mid-transit on the warp train, which could only mean that we are now stranded in some lost unknown dimension?
단테, 혼란스럽겠지만
What? What the hell happened? First things first. Let's rewind and return to the very start of this highly unfavorable situation we found ourselves in a few days ago.
다음 행선지는 워프 열차입니다. 단테.
Oh, that's right. He never told us what was the next destination. No, that's a lie. He probably did. I can't remember. Fuck Uriart. Let's have Apple Uriart. No! What? Yep, that's where it all started. Oh, that was quick. Me telling Dante that, hey, we're going to the warp train. Ah, okay, man. There I was. I was still perplexed by the incidents at T-Corp, with my awful idea of clearing the air by asking Virgilius for our next destination, not knowing the storm that my innocent question would bring. She's afraid.
들었을 텐데, Don Quixote.
At this point, actually, Virgilius treats Quixote as if she is a child to him. I did it. I have enough shards before reset. Bravo, V. Congrats. Honestly, I'd do the apple, not the Yuri one. Fair.
너희들은 지금부터 T사의 워프 열차 승강장으로 간다.
워프 열차의 승강장에 무언가 문제가 있는 것이로군. 그것을 해결하러 가는 것이 아마도 우리의 임무 아니겠는가?
워프 열차 승강장에 또 뒤틀림이라도 나타났나?
소일거리를 하는 데에 제법 거리낌이 없게 되었군. 하지만 그것도 아니다. P사로 이동하기 위해 워프 열차에 직접 탑승한다. 문자 그대로 받아들이면 될 일이지.
Okay, why is everyone so questionable about the warp train? I could hear in all of those hums. I could actually hear Otis too. What the fuck is up with this train? It was only natural that the sinners immediately fell into a state of collective dumbfounded shock. None of the sinners have any history of working at W Corp, but we're actually taking that train. Though what vague information we could gather from the identities, we all had some fragmentary knowledge about the terrible secrets of the warp train's operations. Oh. I see. I initially considered hiding this information from the rest of the sinners, but since sharing things with everyone and letting them get their 2 cents is usually ended up being pretty helpful. I've been sharing more of this as of late.
인격을 사용했을 때의 기억은 흐릿하다 못해 없는 수준이나.
관리자와 인격의 대화록을 보았을 때 워프 열차의 원리가 다소 비효율적이고 기이하다는 부분은 확실했다.
아, 10초 만에 도착하는 게 아니라 사실은 엄청 오래 운행한 뒤에 승객분들의 기억을 전부 없애는 거랬죠?
탑승객끼리 서로를 찍고 부순다고 했던 것 같은데요. 지루함을 이기지 못해서.
Wait a minute, what kind of... Oh, that is one wild theory. The 10-second trip that actually takes a long time, and when the train reaches the destination, they just wipe the passengers' memories. What? So you're trying to tell me the so-called 10 seconds, which is actually in reality how much time will actually pass, it's actually taking you into a different dimension, which you spend probably like 2 years there or some shit. And then when you come back, they just erase the fucking memories in order for you think that you only had the 10-second trip. Yes. Oh, motherfucker. Okay, I was not expecting that. Hello, U53. Welcome to stream. Oh, since you're here too, I did say it to Limbus before. Let me do a quick briefing again. So, I did talk to everyone about, what roles you wanted. Perhaps, you guys were busy. I don't mind. But in order for me to actually keep a consistency to the server, I'm gonna have to actually give you a placeholder role and name. And later you can choose to change it, okay? That's basically it. Anyway, the tremor potency and count is so crazy. Also have a good potential damage output. I'm really interested to tremor lately, ever since I saw what happens when you use T-Corp Rhodia. 1,000 years, but yes, 1,000! The dimension part is W Corp, the time thing is T Corp. I see. I don't mind, though. I found a name I like. Okay, let me know then. We can use that. I had an idea for specifically you if you wanted. We can talk about it later in the server. I hope you have time. And the reset is both memories and any bodily harm to the state before boarding, before departure. Ooh, shit. Okay, they have thought of everything about this warp train. Do tell me later. I will. Think on the span of a few thousand years if you're lucky. So I was correct, but the number 2 years, it's not 2 years, it's actually 1,000. But what if you form a relationship and have children with a certain someone within those 1,000 years? Just asking. No, then again, you cannot have children if you don't have the means to rekindle the dying star. Okay, scratch that. Scratch that, scratch that. I thought I was going somewhere with that, but nah. I mean, to be fair, it's quite a short time compared to some other specimens that should not be talked about for now. Fair. Ye shall not give birth for 1,000 years, I guess. Well, here's the thing. You can't really die in those years. Yes, but can you... Can you birth in those 1,000 years? Because the train can be very covered in blood. And when I say you can't die, I mean you can't die. So how did the murder in the warp train happen then? The passengers get so wary of boredom that they start literally ripping and tearing into one another. So they just fight each other.
오랜만에 걸작품을 들여다볼 수 있겠군.
What the fuck? You know, I haven't talked about how Ryosho is still fucked up in the head. Might as well say it now. 1,000% she has, as a matter of fact, in the back of her mind, created an art piece of each and every other sinner right here, including Dante. Highly likely Virgilius too. She probably will hope that one day she might actually get the chance to do it without big repercussions. Perhaps. Even when the sinners wear their identities through my identity cards, the identities, memories, or beliefs don't bleed into them once it's over and done with. That's sad. I remember when Faust explained that due to the risks associated with embracing such influences, there was a filtering process to intentionally block them from reaching the sinners. Oh. So they might actually agree with the ideas, I see. That's why the sinners could use the identities of some of our worst enemies without getting infected by their philosophies and whatnot. I love that this is actually canon. So we really have turned... So we really have turned Faust to Cromer. We really have turned Ismael to Captain Ismael. We really have turned the Heathcliff to Wildhand Heathcliff. Oh, fuck. Wow. They will experience 1,000 years, but the time still kinda moves like 10 seconds in those 1,000 years. I understand that. I could guess that much. That's gonna be revealed in Intervallo. You will find it very interesting how the warp trains work. It requires a lot of spoilers to explain, but you'll get half of the story from Limbus. Fair. Do not tell me then. You don't want Enclair to corrode your Sinclair. True. True. But it also meant that they can't retain any new information that each identity had to offer. That's why I keep a record of some things that sound particularly important and sometimes share it with the rest of the sinners. So you have done that before, okay. My voice doesn't really carry well past the window, so most of our communications are one-sided. But I had an abundance of W Corp identities, so it wasn't difficult to piece together the truth behind the trains. Well, guess what? I don't have an abundance of W Corp identities and I want to collect them. But, maybe ignorance really is bliss.
여러분의 이런 동요와 반발은 이미 예상하고 있었습니다.
파우스트군? 그대는 벌써 알고 있었던 겐가? 본인한테만 미리 살짝이라도 알려주지 그랬어.
파우스트는 모든 것을 알고 있으니까요. 당연히 여러분이 떠올린 문제를 해결할 방법도 준비해 두었습니다.
오케이.
열차를 탄다는 사실이 변하질 않는데 방법이 있다고요?
버스, 이 버스는요? 열차 안에 버스가 들어갈 리도 없잖아요.
타론도 반대. 내 피 말고 다른 걸 타면 내 피 밥은 누가 줘?
파우스트 씨.
워프 열차의 최후미는 화물 칸으로 편성되어 있습니다. 메피스토펠레스는 해당 칸에 결속되어 함께 움직이게 되죠. 또한 LCB 소속 전원은 1등석을 통해 이동할 예정입니다.
The bus begins to swell with noise again, though is in a slightly different air to the alarmed response from earlier.
1등석이라면 부저놈들의 지정석 같은 데 아니냐? 누구는 표 살 돈도 없어서 기차 화물칸에 끼어 타고 있는데 앞자리에서 거들먹거리면서 타던 놈들.
You've got those sods whose proudest accomplishment in life is planting their asses in first class seats. Well, that's one way to put it, yeah. While others are cramming themselves to freight cars because they haven't the cash for even an economy ticket.
왜 저를 노려보시는 건데요? 전 그런데 앉아본 적 없단 말이에요.
자리 하나에 날개 직원 초봉 서너 달 치는 된다던데 회사 재정 괜찮은 거 맞아?
The ticket for a single first class seat, like as an expression, is a 3 or 4 months of salary of a first year wing employee. So you have to be part of the employee, the wing employee workforce. Part of the wing workforce, man. That requires a good job too. That means.
걱정할 만한 재정 상태는 아니죠.
개인, 캡슐, 프라이빗, 그 고급스러운 단어가 덕지덕지 붙은 자리가 개인별로 제공된다고 들었는데.
And Faust racist Claire, I hate clankers. Me too, me too. Yeah, pretty much. Check out their conversations in the Identity Archive later. I see.
그런 식으로 홍보하곤 하죠. 엄밀하게는 급속 동면 캡슐입니다. 워프 열차가 실제 이동하는 시간 이상으로도 안정적인 작동이 되는 성능이니 탑승객은 눈을 감았다가 떴을 뿐인데 도착한 것과 다를 바 없는 체감일 것입니다.
Okay.
그래도 회사의 배려에 참 감회가 새롭구려. 이동하는 길이 불편하지 않도록 그 비싼 자리를 선뜻 내어주다니.
그러게. 원래 같았으면 길잡이 씨랑 카론만 슬쩍 1등석을 태워보내주려나 했는데.
The economy cars is actually gonna be so horrible. You're gonna just sit there and wait and wait and wait. You're gonna literally forget what you were traveling for to begin with. Until the day comes where they actually gonna, reset you, I guess.
구태여 전원을 안치기보단 관리자님과 그 충실한 조력자만 있어도 충분했었겠지만.
I will not say anything, okay? No. It feels like it feels like ever since I started this, this stream, the only thing I have been talking about is Rutis. So no, I'm not gonna say anything.
다들 왜 이렇게 호들갑인지. 다음 임무를 위해 가는 것이니만큼 워프 열차가 가지는 특수성에 대해 고민하고 걱정해도 모자랄 판인데요.
역시 이스마일 씨 말씀대로 아무리 1등석이라 해도 워프 열차 자체가 영 꺼림칙한 곳이기도 하고.
1등석 칸은 일반석 승객들이 함부로 올 수 없는 공간이라는 것도 알아두시는 게 좋을 거예요. 아니, 아예 열지 못하겠군요.
Ismail, who'd been holding that first class promotional pamphlet in her hands for a while, was shuddering on with fire in her eyes.
그러니까 저희는 따로 전투를 치를 필요가 없이 편안하게 눈만
Shit, I
감으면
lost my
되는
ball.
거라고요. 옛날에 재정이 더 좋았을 무렵에는 기념품도 하나씩 줬었다고 했는데.
Commemorative merch back when the finances weren't in the gutter. Why is she making that face? I just realized she's making that crazy face. Oh no. Wing is basically a mega corporation like Microsoft, Google, Samsung. I know. And that's basically a good position of the company. I know. Want me to give you a spoiler about the economy? No. I prefer to figure it out on my own. Utis provided a first-class foot massage for Adante. I still love that animation though. I'm so sad that there are not more of these. The facial expressions in that one was actually awesome too.
모험에는 항상 고난이 따라붙긴 마련이지. 허나 칭송받는 영웅도 잠시 눈을 감고 쉬어갈 때가 필요한 법. 언제나 허름한 여간에서 몸을 닐 순 없는 일이지. 1등석.
Yeah, sure, Kyoto. Seems like everyone was at least somewhat interested in the fabled first-class seats of warp trains. I could sense that there was a growing consensus amongst the sinners that even a warp train trip might be acceptable if it meant that they could ride in the first-class seats.
타야 한다면 타겠다.
꼭 1등석에 타야만 되나? 그곳은 아비 교환을 감상하는 재미가 없을 텐데.
The cynical. Oh no! What the fuck, Ryosu? Man, there is no saving that woman. God damn it! I really do not even. I do not know how they're gonna save her in Kanto 9. It feels like there is no way you can fix this crazy right here. It's like she thinks Starbucks Ghost is gonna attack her if she isn't safe. For a moment, Gio, I thought your romantic smile was going to get attacked by a coffee. Starbucks, no Starbucks. Oh. Ryoshu the artist. Yep. But Jules pretended to not hear Ryoshu's question.
좋아.
Rightfully so.
그럼 다 받아들였다는 것으로 알고 출발하도록 하지.
I can fix her, she can't break me. That's exactly that. Exactly. Actually, yes.
저 가장 중요한 질문이 남아있네.
뭐냐? 답지 않게 쭈뼛거리고.
Don Quixote carefully began, almost whispering in a low voice.
1등석이란 공간에선 신발을 벗고 타야 한다는 소문이 있는데 사실입니까?
Oh, because she has the boots, which is Rocinante. I cannot remember the name. Something about something that rhymes with Rocinante. I'm not sure.
어디서 또 괴상망측한 소문을.
소문이 아니오. 요전에 지나가는 자들의 대화를 엿들었는데.
Rocinante boots. Yeah, Quixote has the Rocinante boots, obviously. You got it right. Oh, I did. I thought I was actually misspelling it.
등석 타면 맨발로 타야 하는 거 알지? 하고 묻자. 당연하지. 그걸 누가 모르냐? 라고 하였단 말이오. 참말인가? 이스마엘 군?
왜 저한테 물어봐요? 저도 타본 적은 없단 말이에요.
Yeah, it's a smart thing for Quixote to actually ask Ismael. Ismael usually is the one who's most informed. Unfortunately, she herself doesn't even know.
홍보 책자에 그런 내용은 없었는데. 잠시만요.
Her pet boots, so she doesn't want them off. I don't remember seeing anything like that on the map. Give me a sec.
그건
Okay?
안 될 일일세. 본인은 로신한테와 한치도 떨어져서는 안 되는 사이여야 하네. 결코 우리 로신한테를 저 홈상도전 히스칼리 부근의 신발짝과 같이 내버려둘 수는 없어.
Wow, where did that come from?
이게 진짜.
She just called him stinky. Also, what the fuck, Quixote? You're using your same boots all this fucking time? Literally, my boots. Actually, yes. My shoes within a fucking year, they are actually fucking destroyed from wearing them every fucking day. Especially whenever it's athletic ones. because of all the exercise, I do actually, you know, strain the shoe a lot while I'm walking, resulting into actually getting, you know, withered faster. Them shoes are smelly. It's either that she has she's the one, ironically enough, she's the one with the dirtiest shoes of them all, or she actually is so proud of Rocinante that she actually it's uncharacteristically she's actually taking care of these shoes as if they are like the most precious item she has. The boots stay on doing sex. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh no. She also wears that shoes on every of her identity. Well, I know, because that's what she does, right? Same with the rope on the hair of Ismael, or the watch Utis has.
시선께 부탁하네. 로신한테를 옆에 같이 태우면 안 되겠는가?
She's really begging me, huh? Okay. As long as you do not do anything fucking stupid again. I expected Virgilius to answer with his usual exasperated rebuff. Contrary to my expectations, however, he responded in a somewhat serious tone, if tainted by the familiar annoyance.
신발은 벗지 마라.
You see? That's why I love Virgilius. He cares for her. Deep down, he does. Deep down, he does. Actually, man, it's actually kind of ironic that at this point you could very well say that, you know, Virgilius has like 2 daughters. Karen, which is the very, well, I guess the low energy one. And Quixote, the high cortisol one. Funnily enough, they break that motif with Gregor's Capitano identity, so since he already has a peg leg. Boots on Don, rope on Ismael, katana on Ryosho, cockroach Pablo on Gregor, watch on Utis, what else? I don't know, Mersault always wears a belt. Okay, I haven't noticed that. Sorry, I grabbed my bowl again. Okay, and how did we end up in here? I mean, we actually just jumped in. Like, we actually just took the ride. This place is huge! That was my first impression of the warp train station. The music is good. Manager Esquire, thy wish to remove Rocinante off from me that I don't wear him when I sleep. Unfortunately, nay, I say, Rocinante stays on during night time. Wow. Don't kill the shot. Wait a minute. I wanna see the I actually am curious now. I wanna see the original ego she has. Does she actually wear the boots on? Because I can't remember. I do know that she's not wearing her usual outfit in that one, I think. Is she actually wearing the boots on? Yes. Oh my god, I have to check that later. Don Quixote shouted vibrantly, immediately recovered from her previous apprehension of the sheer possibility that she might be separate from Rocinante. So its nest has one of these massive structures in them?
나라고 알겠냐? 어이, 아는 거 있어?
Heathcliff asked, gesturing towards Marsault with his chin.
모든 워프 열차 승강장은 그 둥지의 특징과 걸맞는 조형과 건축으로 도시 내에서도 유명하다. 승강장의 모습 그 자체로도 도시 명물 중 하나라고 칭송하는 이도 적지 않지.
have no idea when it happened, but Heathcliff started reading Assault like a walking encyclopedia from time to time. Well, technically, Kyoto did that with Ismael just a while ago.
메르소군! 메르소군! 저자는 서부에서 온 해결사가 맞는가?
아니다. 저자의 복장은 가죽 재질과 금속 재방어구가 아니라 원단으로 만들어졌군. 저런 직물 스타일은 남북을 따지지 않지만 서부에서는 보기 드문 동부의 복식이기에.
조금만 천천히 불러주시오. 메모를 해야 하니.
Hey, you can appreciate her that she actually is taking into great consideration what he says. They do not mistreat him. They do make a question and they do pay attention.
그럼 북부는 추운 날씨 탓에 펑퍼짐한 패션을 하고 있다고 잡지에서 보긴 했네만.
Colder climate of the region, okay.
그것은 바로 코앞에 있는 자를 관찰해 보면 알 수 있다.
You know what? I was used to Kyoto actually screaming. That's okay. But I wasn't expecting the guy to start screaming as well. God damn. Wow. I once before playing P-Moon games said instead of a game character named Griefer because it was an alternate universe, I said Fixer and some of Project Moon sleeper agents. I see. Only realized this year. Okay. Good. Try using her ego next fight. I will. I wanna hear that again. Screaming from inside the mask is so good. Man, goddamn. Top tier VA work right there. 3 seconds of screaming duet. One of utter fascination, the other of unmitigated frustration. Exactly. Fixer from the north. She's actually a fixer?
니도 마찬가지였거든.
음악 가상 음악대를 넓혀놨다고. 정신 나갈 뻔했네.
I mean, yeah, that's true. If you have an audible frequency range expansion, that kind of sucks.
워프 열차 처음 타보는 촌놈들처럼 왜 그러고 길을 단체로 막고 있는 거야?
But we have never.
길거도 언제 왔는데 목표를 놓쳐서 짜증나 있는 상태인데.
Oh wow, you're really having a bad day, huh?
진 않나? 처음 타보는 거?
심지어 워프 열차 왕복권은 내 차비였다고.
아이 저 조심해. 그렇게 무기를 든 채로 팔 4개를 붕붕 흔들면.
Whoa, so it is 4 hands. Damn.
혹시 그대의 옷차림에 대해 조금 더 자세히 관찰해봐도 괜찮겠는가? 오, 그래, 그 포즈로! 이왕이면 5분 정도만 가만히.
미쳤냐?
The fixer with particularly impressive set of prosthetic arms spent a few minutes venting several of his so it's a man? It sounds like a woman behind that mask. Spent a few minutes venting several of his numerous grievances at us before storming off to a different platform.
역시 도시는 넓고 특이한 자들은 많군.
Kyoto summoned the ass sleeper agents. Yep, translation, I have a hearing aid that doesn't actually helps me when someone's screaming in my ear. So that's what he was saying. He was saying, I still believe it's a she.
저 사람도 똑같이 생각했을걸요.
전신이 의체인 사람은 역시 도시엔 흔한 걸까요?
That's when Virgilio slowly walked up to our group.
그럼 도착해서 만나도록 하지.
In 1 minute is the reset, baby.
붉은 시선께서는 함께하시지 않은 것이요?
W사의 정책상 색을 부여받은 자는 별도로 마련된 열차를 사용해야 한다더군.
Ah, shit.
1등석에도 1등석이 있는 거야?
어딜 가나 특색은 날개 차원에서 특별 대우를 해주나 보네요.
카로는 돌아가고 싶어. 내피 외로울 거야.
서로 맛이 다른 사탕을 3번이나 사주면서도 말하지 않았나. 화물칸에는 사람을 실을 수 없다, 카론.
Oh, that's sad.
그럼 파우스터 씨.
네.
Nah. I love how the confirmation for yes in Korean is the same for right perhaps, or yes. It's a confirmation sound anyway. It's the same as in Greek because yes in Greek it's ne, as a matter of fact. P corporation versus T corporation. Where would you go? Is that even a question? Don't just go scream profanities at and was happy for it. Pretty much. How was T Corp? It was decent. Hello, executive director. Welcome to the stream. It's the yapper himself. So there's a fun reason for that. One time, a color fixer ended up creating their own army within a warp train, and when the train arrived, started a mini war afterwards. Everyone on that train underwent thousands of years of training and discipline. Awesome! That's exactly what I was thinking. Why have they not done that? Also, when they lost their memory, that doesn't necessarily mean that they lost their abilities now, is it? You can get into these trains and you'll come out jacked. Why the hell didn't my message load? I legit have no idea, Gio. Sorry for that. War train, boot train camp. Yep. Warp Marines. Yes. Exactly. I didn't want to spoil about the passenger seats. Ah, I see.
단테, 저희는 이쪽으로.
We followed Faust's guidance to the entrance of our... Yeah, I'm starting to get sleepy crap. We followed Faust's guidance to the entrance of our train car.
와, 색도 좀 돌아오는 걸? 그리고 이게 말로만 듣던 웰컴 푸드 앤 드링크. 아 그래, 한두 푼도 아닌데 이런 것쯤은 있어줘야지.
The general response to this room was a surprise at the rows upon rows of expensive-looking sizable capsules. Flash freeze hibernation, huh? I guess it literally freezes our bodies in a flash. Wow, are these flash freeze hibernation devices safe?
안전이라는 말씀은
What do you mean safe? Elaborate on what you mean by safe. These things are supposed to freeze us solid, right? Can we really come back from something like that?
일시적인 사망 상태에 이르는 것은 맞지만 세포가 손상될 새도 없이 동결하는 것이니까요. 일반적으로는 문제 없습니다.
Excuse me, what the fuck? Also, when you have a chance, look in the Exchange Season 4 Events tab for Clanker Faust. Clanker Faust? Food and drinks for a 10-second trip, huh? Yeah. Yeah. You know that something is wrong when you see food and drinks in a 10-second trip place. I got to the health ID from the event. Wish I spent more on the other stuff. Also, reminder, I got my new tickets. Bravo! In most normal cases, so there is still a chance to mess up. This right here says a flash freeze like hibernation device will put you in a temporary state of death caused by a rapid cellular cryopreservation process. However, the rapidity of the process prevents damage to your cells during the phase change. Therefore, in most normal cases, this will not cause any issues. Oh man, fuck these warp trains. I'd rather just spend 12 months actually traveling through districts instead of going into this first class bullshit. Not even the not even the normal class actually. Yeah, no. The normal class actually sounds better than the first class. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we cannot really stop time itself in order for us to actually get you to the destination that you need to go. So basically the train itself has to actually spend 1,000 years in a different dimension in order to reach its destination. So we're gonna put you into a capsule. We're gonna make you cold to death. We're gonna freeze you to death, literally. But because you're freeze to death, your mind and your cells, as he says it, will not be damaged. So then we're gonna revive you. Man, this is bullshit. It makes me question how the fuck did someone actually made this? Like, the first person who actually took this fucking trip and find out that you have to wait 1,000 years actually waited 1,000 fucking years. I got the health ID from the event. Wish I spent more on the other stuff. I read that, sorry. Walking to the other side of the city is almost preferable. Hello, Roland. Welcome to stream. How they made this, with lots of trial and error, I'm sure.
동결 시에 발생하는 밀도의 증가나 수분 결정이 날카로워져 세포를 훼손하는 문제도 이 모델은 전부 해결한 것으로 파우스트는 알고 있답니다.
I missed about half of what you said, but your point is that it's safe, right?
적어도 파우스트가 알고 있는 선에서는 그렇습니다. 혹여 문제가 있더라도 결국 도착 시에는 원점으로 돌아오니 문제가 없는 것과 다르지 않겠죠.
야, 안전하다는 걸 저렇게 길게 말하는 것도 재주다, 재주.
That's not what she said, man.
네, 파우스트는 모든 방면에서 재주가 있으니까요.
Okay, but that still leaves a lot to be worried about. Just as I was wondering, however, I realized that there was something odd about the way she phrased that answer. As far as Faust is aware, are you saying that it could be wrong? You could be wrong? Don't be afraid to say you, man.
파우스트는 대체로 틀리지 않습니다. 하지만 신도 아니죠.
오케이.
파우스트가 아직 구하지 못한 정보도 세상에는 존재합니다. 그렇기 때문에 사실은 말할 수 있어도 진실과는 어긋날 수 있는 것이죠.
오케이.
그래도 1등석이 좋긴 좋네. 피사 정도면 북부 끝자락에 있는 지역인데 눈을 감았다가 뜨면 도착이라니.
P Corp is way up there in the northernmost corner of the city. But this thing will take us there in the blink of an eye. That's one hell of a time saver. Okay.
준비되었는가, 로신한테요? 이제부터 길고 긴 여정이 시작되는 걸세. 그러고 보니까 돈키호테, 그 신발 빨긴 하는 거야?
Oh no! Well, here's about what is going to be answered from my speculation before. Where'd that come from, Rodia?
아니, 생각해보니까 우리 그 고래 뱃속에서 한참 갇혀 있었을 때 기억나? 그 고래가 터지면서 온갖 찌꺼기들이 다 묻었었잖아. 옷이랑 신발 할 거 없이.
그랬죠.
그래서 우리 그 살점이랑 피 같은 옷들 세탁하느라 고생 좀 했었고.
별로 유쾌한 기억은 아니지만 그랬었죠.
그때 돈키호테 혼자 저 운동화를 끝까지 안 벗고 버티고 있었다니까.
Oh no. Wouldn't we have smelled the disgustness by now though?
듣고 보니 좀 꼬질해 보이긴 하네요.
A bit filthy?
자네들 자신의 애마를 품 안에서 함부로 떼어놓는 기사를 본 적이 있는가?
Why is she so delusional? Like, this is one of the moments where you would have to say to the girl, okay, you know what, Quixote, take your pills, please. Your boots are not your steed.
기사 자체를 본 적이 없는데.
The fact that knights exist
이제라도 보고 듣고
as a word, as a
기억해두시게.
concept, that means that they once existed.
저자들은 단 한순간도 조용히 있는 법이 없군.
Yeah, they don't.
우와. 그런데 오티스 씨도 이런 곳에 와보신 적이 있나 봐요?
Also, she didn't answer the question, by the way.
뭐 옛날에는 이런 비슷한 VIP 좌석을 제공받고는 했지. 유난 떨 필요는 없다.
Could be lying. She could be lying. We don't know. We don't know that. Who this who was sitting there and shaking her legs? Is she worried? Suddenly ask Faust a question.
어이, 1등석에는 한 번도 사고가 난 적 없었던 거 확실하겠지?
여러분의 불안감 조성을 방지하기 위해 워프 열차에서 일어났던 사고에 대한 기록들은 열거하지 않겠습니다.
Okay. So you do know about the accidents. This is basically confirmation. Faust does not err. Reminds me of her teaser trailer character quote. Man's errs as long as he strives. Okay, funny enough, err is actually a computer term. When writing code, err and error are two different commands in the code. True. You gotta sniff check to see if they're clean. What the fuck? You will find out in due time. Okay, and Knight also occasionally cleans their steed, Miss Don Quixote. Yeah, they do have to clean their steed, indeed.
그게 무슨...
Yeah. Poor Otis.
곧 출발하려나 본데요.
Did we eat and drink as much as we had to for the last time in our lives?
P사의 PW612 워프 열차 곧 탑승 수속을 마감합니다.
The sinners who were either leisurely enjoying their complimentary snacks, okay, good, and taking a look around the first class car suddenly became a lot busier.
그럼 너무 늦기 전에 캡슐에 들어가도록 하죠.
If it's too late, what happens? We actually wait for 1,000 years? Oh no, why isn't this? The other sinners made it into their capsules, no problem, but I felt like I was the only one who was fumbling.
긴장하셨나요, 단테?
Don't smile, don't give me that, you know, smugness. I think so.
워프 10분 전.
Oh, okay, we have 10 minutes to figure it out.
하죠. 우선 내부에 기댄다는 느낌으로 서신 뒤
God damn! Quixote just had to enjoy that. Praise the sun, Quixote. Okay, that was a really good one. Actually, imagine you actually walk down, like you are in a lab, okay, with these capsules, and they have like these people frozen with a, you know, inside the capsules, and you just see one goofball like just happy for the ride. Actually, very happy. Also, they actually do use a mask. Okay, so this is Kyoto. This is actually Yisang. Yeah, I can see the blade over here faintly. This woman right here who actually has the absolutest aura is probably Faust. It could also be Utis, actually. I don't know. They both have short hair. This is obviously Hangla. And highly likely, I know this Bob. It's definitely Ryoshu. But the one who takes the cake is fucking Kyoto. Hikop Hongla is called out for yapping in the Upside story. Really? I was about to say, imagine the last thing you leave on Earth is your frozen body, that pose. That, I'm pretty sure she would be happy. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is actually... Like, this... Look, let me explain to you this way. If the last thing you leave on Earth, it's something that, you know, wants to represent you, but also you want to make... you know, you want to give an impression to others. This actually gives an impression to others. Like, you don't forget this easily. That's the thing. So, that is literally the greatest thing you can do if this is your last thing you ever do. It reminds me of the pyramids. If you know, in one of the murals in the pyramids of Egypt, there is actually well, Roman graffitis there. I don't really remember what the graffitis say, but they are actually Roman graffitis on the murals. And guess what? The graffitis are actually 2,000 years old. So that means that the graffitis themselves are actually historical artifacts as well. And yes, the guys who actually graffitied that mural actually have left an impression to people. Regardless for the fact that they were nothing more than just two goofballs actually just writing shit on the wall. Don't you get bored of yapping like that all day or something? Ah, I see. Hype moments and aura. It is I, Bamboo hated Mambo. Bamboo hated Mambo? Giving the archaeologist a good day. Yep, the found boss of Canto 100. Good. Anyway, Faust expertly guided me into the capsule as though she'd done something like this before. Then pressed the button inside the capsule that closed the hatch. If Faust still is helping you, then that means that this is actually Utis. Man, that is one... Like, this is fucking aura right here. That pose, goddamn. I feel like I'm actually looking at an empress right now.
너무 걱정하지 마세요. 금방 다시 보게 될 겁니다. 단테.
That's a lie. We'll meet again in 10,000 years. I thought I heard a brief sigh, but the hatch sat tightly before I could ask her anything.
우리 열차는 이제 워프하겠습니다. 좌석 벨트가 단단히 메어졌는지 다시 한번 확인 부탁드립니다.
Oh, I hate it when I feel cold. Imagine dying of getting cold. The last thing I saw before my capsule began to fill with gas was Faust climbing into her own capsule opposite of mine. Little did I know back then what she really meant by "we will meet again in but a moment."
단테, 일어나야 합니다. 단테.
How did you get out of your capsule? But one thing I knew for sure was
상정 외의 상황입니다.
that something had seriously gone wrong. So who died? Don't answer that, I'm just questioning it. Disappearing passengers. Fuck. Okay, wait a minute.
내일도 좋은
There we go.
컨디션으로 임하시려면 일찍 자두는 것이 좋습니다.
We do need our recruitment before we go in. Season 3 and Season 2. Nice. Nice. Oh, fuck. I have completely forgotten that I don't have the... Fuck. I don't have the monthly lunacy. Shit! I could buy it. No, actually I cannot buy it. I forgot. I have my card maxed out. Shit. Well, I'll try to figure it out later. Remember to check out Clanger Faust. I will. In the extractions. Okay. It's generic because it's meant to be pre-recorded. Okay. Who died? My future. I can see that. Okay. So who to choose? Season 2. Not the 00, motherfucker. Oh! Yes! Yeah, but then again, bad ending is saying, fuck! No!
관리자님,
Fuck!
전투 능력도 변변찮으신데 혼자 다니는 건 위험합니다.
No! What am I supposed to do? Bro's addicted to lunacy. We all are, aren't we all? I mean, yes. Mora Ismail has a good evade, but you take what you want. I'm not sure what to take. Surely Sunflower Heathcliff is the right pick. Oh yeah, definitely. Molar Utis is hot. I know she is. What am I supposed to do now? I wanted to collect all the bad IDs, but Utis is my main goal here. Why am I questioning it? Fuck. I'll most definitely. Oh, fuck. Well, I will most definitely keep pulling for other Utis identities. So maybe I will get her eventually. Get the potential, man. I'm not sure though. For the bit, I'm not sure if I want to make a bit just to get him. If you want to be meta, Molar Ismail will support the new WAP Ryoshu. I don't care about meta. Meta is not something that I focus on. Ismail is better. Fair. If you want wife and semi-meta, Utis. It's a semi-meta? I also got Molar Utis. Okay, you can only shard that one if I recall. Don't forget you can always shard. Wait a minute, which you can shard? Ismail's evade is pretty good. I'm not... Look, I don't mind Ismail, but she's not my main interest right here. As a matter of fact, only these two are. Yisang is shardable. Okay, good. Objectively best on the list is Ismail. I don't mind. I don't care. You know what? Yeah, what? I cannot believe I was questioning this entire time. There is no way I'm not picking Utis. You know me. I will... Look, if I do not pick Utis, I'm not worthy of the title John Utism. Okay? It's as simple as that.
무슨 일이지? 머리 올리니까 조금 천천히 말해줬으면 좋겠어.
God damn. I'm blessed by her grace. Actually, that golden light coming from the heavens. She's like an angel. Anyone on the season 2, on past season 2 can be sharded. Okay, good. That's good. Flip coin. I could have flipped coin, but nah. This Gisang is cornerstone for sinking, but the Walpurgis Gisang is just as good and cornerstone for the team too. I see. Can't believe Gisang made you hesitate for so long. The thing is, I don't have a lot of IDs for many others, excluding Utis. Especially the man, like Yisang, Mersault, and Hangla have fallen far behind compared to every other character. That's why I feel a little bit guilty. For the season 3 ticket, boys love Mersault is by far the best one. I'll see who it is. This one is Uzo Otis. It is Uzo Otis, isn't it? God damn. Ankut is for real. Yeah. I have to pick on Glug since it's the only season 2 ID I haven't gotten. Good. So you got what you wanted. Man, I'm happy now. Actually, let me bask in this glory real quick. I actually have Molar Office, goddamn. What the wait up? Slice, hangover cure, daring decision. And it's all about tremor. That's nice. I do need to updie her eventually, but we'll see later. Okay. Now for the other ID. Oh, I'm missing 2. Okay. Oh shit! Fuck, we have Captain Ismail, but then we do have middle Quixote. But I have seen that this Mersault is extremely powerful too. This Faust looks awesome. And then there is also this fucking Gregor. I really wanted Captain Ismail for so long. The skill 1 is trash, but she is very good despite it. Okay. You can also discard her skill 1 too. Okay, good. And boobs cute. Yeah, you keep forgetting that she's a woman sometimes. Favorite Mersault ID. I know I have seen a lot of people use that one. Mersault is the most strong one here. I know, it's the bamboo-hated Kim ID. Go for the captain. I could go for Captain Ismail. Can't I? But no, that wouldn't be fair because I do have... Wait a minute. Let me see the shards real quick. Okay, so when it comes to Ismail, right, I do have 238 shards. That is way closer than Mersault, which is also only 112. I can shard for Ismail, correct? The captain ID. Go for Gregor since you simp for him. Are you sure you're not confusing me with yourself? Captain served me well for 80% of the story. Yeah, that's why I wanted to use her. I kid you not, Snag Harpoon is practically my backup damage dealer. I see. Go for the Mersault. I could go for Mersault, yeah. And the same goes with Quixote. Quixote has like 200 shards. It's Mersault is the one who has fallen behind in the shard department. What about every other ID? I don't need any other Heathcliff. I don't mind. Gregor is not something I care about either. This Faust, I do not even know if she's actually good. She looks interesting though. But yet again, I have only 120 shards on Faust. Ironically enough, Mersault is the one with the least shards. Captain issue is that she doesn't work very well for any team. Is mid and have a very annoying gimmick. I do like annoying gimmicks if I am to use them for, from time to time. Do you have any useful Mersault IDs right now? I genuinely think not. Yeah, I don't have a single 000 ID on Mersault. Mersault is the one who really needs something here to pick up the pace. Well, I think we already found it, didn't we? Captain has a very good mechanic, don't you mean? She goes corrode every MD. Good. They're all decent at worst. Okay. BL Faust sucks. What's up with that Faust actually? The, you know, BL you called her. Which one is the BL Faust? Wait a minute. BL? Which one is the BL? Wait a minute, I'm losing it here. She class well, and I enjoy her. Okay, but BL Faust decent is a very big overstatement. Okay, Blade lineage. Oh, that's right, Blade lineage. Wait. No, there we go. This one. Yeah, she doesn't look necessary. Yeah, we're gonna go for Mersault. Mersault doesn't have any 000 IDs. This is actually criminal. Let's go for Mersault. Blade lineage mentor. Let's go.
착수하지 않는 겁니까? 돌을 던질 수밖에 없는 형국이군요. 우리는.
Wow. Okay. Now we actually have a usable Gregor. Mersault. There we go. Mersault sans Undertale. Mersault, fuck's sake. Take a look at the extraction now. The extraction? The clanker, you mean? Wait a minute. Which one do we have here? We can actually get Yisang. No, it's a Heisho brand Heisho pack. We could get Lord Hung Yuan from this. And Long Hung Yuan actually made me actually really jealous of not having that guy. Not extraction dispenser. Oh, I see. Okay, wait a minute. From which season you said it was? That Mersault goated. Good. Season 4. Okay. Content. Edgar Family Chief Butler. Withering Heights Chief Butler. Edgar Family Hair. Binds yet again. Both for Mersault and for Utis over here. What the hell? Electric Screaming yet again for Mersault and Quixote. Bygone Days and Bygone Days again for Gregor and Yisang. Events. Multi-crack officer rep. District 20 Euro DV and District 20 Euro DV on Yisang. Multi-crack office crease. Man, goddamn, these are. It really is fucking Clanker Faust. Is this like the North Fixer that we saw? Hello Naomi, welcome to the stream. I would not multi-crack. Why? Why not multi-crack? I don't get it, that. Click on Uptight too. Ooh. God damn, multitasking to the max. drinking coffee while checking the status, also sending an email, and also writing an essay at the same time. Full screen it. She's multi-cracking it, alright, yeah. Multi-crack is one of the best charge IDs too. Too bad charge sucks. Oh, I see. 2 phones, how wild. I guess. And then there is all the other crack over here. Just chilling. Playing playing with a fucking pencil while just laying back. Highly likely a picture of Catherine. Yeah. What about these IDs though? Oh, it's a 00. Ah. What about this? This EuroDV, it's actually... They actually do give the vibe of actual detectives from before. Really good. Really good.
내일도 좋은 컷.
Okay, what do we have? We have... I will not accept any... And I need some... Okay. Water. Unsolicited advice. I don't know why I'm looking at the... I'm trying to think of a new... You know, a new quote, but yeah. Nothing matches for what I had in mind, unfortunately. Utis. I need Utis. Actually, that would have worked. Actually, you know what? Can I pick a word twice? That would be awesome. Yes. Jinx, thanks for the help. That's what I had in mind. I thought I had to pick 2 words, but you know what? Yeah, you can actually pick the same word twice. I'm happy for that. Utis. I need some Utis. Yeah. My daily dose of Utis.
내일도 좋은
Nice.
컨디션으로 임하시려면 일찍
Just
자는
nice.
것이 좋습니다.
Okay, look. Fuck. I'm unfortunately have run out of time, but you know what? Just for the sake of, you know, because I'm genuinely curious, let's just go one more round over here. Let's go one more stage. Which ID is the creamer one? Chainsaw Gregor. Why am I not surprised that it's fucking Gregor about the creamer word, huh? Who's Catherine? Who? It's the first or second ID that came out of after Kathy got deleted, and it really shows. Ah, I see. Wow. That Ryoso ID got a good support passive, by the way. Despite her being 00. Okay. So hopefully one day I'll get her. Interesting how both Ryoso and Hangla got EuroDVA IDs, but Ryodia got a T-Corp one, even though all 3 were detectives. True. I forgot Dawn was frozen that pose. Yeah. That gave me a good laugh. Hello, back row. Welcome to stream. We're here already? Wow, I guess that wasn't an exaggeration at all. It all really happened in the blink of an eye. As always, Faust was giving me her usual look, which was a complete lack of any emotive expression. Literally, poor Faust is thinking to herself, how do I tell him? Which I suppose is why it didn't immediately register that something had gone awry.
아니요. 도착하지 않았습니다.
Huh? But once I finally came to and I had some time to digest that odd reply, I looked up at her face once again and realized that her expression was more antsy than usual by a microscopically minuscule degree. So basically she has a little bit her brow like only like 5 degrees, you know, down, lower, like, you know, in almost having some sad expression. Dost thou know, Faust? Probably. That sounds a lot like Quixote, actually. So this train is still running?
그렇습니다.
Then why are we...
어디인지 알 수 없는 좌표의 차원 어딘가를 표류하고 있을 것이라고 판단되네요.
Well, you don't have to say Gordon it's unknown in order for me to, you know, think that you're smart. An identified dimension already says that, you know, we don't have any coordinates. I took a reflexive deep breath from the sheer horror of the numerous applications stuffed into that dryly delivered sentence. When that passed, the first thing that struck my mind was that we were about to suffer the very thing that we were so worried about. I see. But I soon found myself calming down. Yeah, this had to be a part of Faust's plan. She probably saw this coming from a mile away. I'm sure she's about to proudly tell me every little detail of her plan that will help us out of this situation. But this is all just a part of the plan, right, Faust? I see. Well, I guess it's time to reproduce then. I mean, if we don't make it... Oh yeah, that's right. We cannot die in the train. Fuck! That was an unusually long silence from Faust.
절반은 맞고 절반은 틀립니다.
You are half correct, yet half incorrect. With that, Faust left me to founder in the chaotic stream of vaguely terrifying information as she began stopping by its capsule to wake the sinners. Well, Purge is in 5 hours. Yep. Hello, Mod. Welcome to stream. Good old clockhead Dante. Yep. Faust Hydra's tweet slightly. Oh god, we are doomed. Yeah. Collider finding reason to get down with duties whenever he can. Yep. I mean, can you blame me? With that, Faust left me founder in the chaotic stream of vaguely terrifying information as he began stopping by its capsule to wake the sinners.
벌써 도착한 거야? 야, 진짜 눈 감았다가 뜨면.
You know, technically speaking, we wouldn't have to have them suffer with us if we left them to stay frozen like that. Dante, the 20th rightful heir of Dante Town. Yes.
아닙니다.
We're gonna have an entire fucking colony.
뭐야? 진짜 도착한 거야? 정말 눈 감았다 뜨니까.
아닙니다.
She's getting frustrated.
도착한 거예요? 생각보다 겁먹을 필요가 전혀 없.
아닙니다.
Poor Faust. Look, she actually does look sad. He already knows by looking at the 5 degrees of the eyebrow, you know.
아닙니다.
He didn't say anything.
아직 아무 말도 안 했네만.
There was a brief cheer, a little hurrah about regaining our colors, followed by a flat-toned explanation of our current predicament, which was then followed by a long, loaded silence, which was a sentence of events I had the pressure of watching play out on about 10 consecutive occasions.
단테, 혼란스럽겠지만 우선 지금의 상황을 다시 한번 설명해야만 할 것 같습니다.
And that brings us to the present.
아, 그러니까 지금 이 열차는 아직도 운행 중이고
우리는 어딘지도 모를 차원을
그건 뭔가 멋있게 들리는군.
You know what is sad? They're gonna forget about this journey by the end of it. That is the sad part. Like, we play through this entire thing, but the only one who's probably gonna remember is poor Dante. Hopefully Dante remembers, because that will stick with the, you know, that will stick with the narrative of the Dante, of Dante embodying the player. We cannot forget what we see. We cannot know what we want. We just can't know what we do not see. So, as long as we see it, Dante remembers. Basically. That's my theory, and that's how I like them when they keep it like that. Faust out here quoting Hamlet Act 3, Scene 3, line 87. Also, poor Yisang. Yeah, she cut my boy Yisang off. How rude. They are doing that to Yisang quite a lot ever since his canto, and I'm actually getting angry at them. I cannot lie. They shut off my boy Yisang for no fucking reason when he's literally the most pure, the purest sweet ball of them all. Maintenance begins in 3 hours and 16 minutes. Good. I need my sleep before enjoying Walpurgis. Might as well record my pool, I guess. Good idea, Zick. Breaks through the wall. Are you sure about that? Mm-hmm.
제일 중요한 건 이 모든 상황이 벌어질 걸 파우스트, 당신.
그렇습니다.
뭐 하자는 거야, 당신?
Man, you know it's bad when Gregor is actually frustrated to someone like Faust of all people. The sinners each begin to voice their anger. Of course, this wasn't the first time Faust and Virgilius intentionally and knowingly omitted certain details about what's to come.
이게 말이 된다고 생각해? 여긴 계획이 틀어졌다고 문 열고 도망갈 수 있는 공간도 아니잖아.
문을 연다 하여도 수천내로 몸이 산산조각 날 것이다.
그래도 파우, 앞으로 어떻게 할지 정도는 다 계획해 둔 거지? 그렇지? 그렇지?
Yeah, as you can notice, if you look closely, this 5 degrees became 6 now. Which is really bad. Faust, who I had rarely ever seen at a loss for words, was unusually slow to respond.
뭐야? 쟤 왜 저렇게 얼빠진 모습인데?
She gives me a sideways glance. There must be something she can't discuss in front of the sinners. Guys, let's pause for a bit. She said that something unexpected happened. The other sinners' anger was completely understandable. It also makes sense that this continued lack of communication was harming our trust in Faust. Yep, true. Alright, we're going to go over the situation from the start, okay? But just letting things play out might really turn everyone against Faust, not for good. And for good. Besides, I doubt Faust woke us up in the middle of the trip just to spite us. First things first, I gotta get the sinners to calm down. Then I'll ask Faust to tell us what happened. If there is a problem, we'll figure it out and deal with it as we move along. Tell us what's going on, Faust. All of it. And in a way that we can all understand. Let's hear her out first. Is that okay with you guys?
당신이 그렇게 정하셨다면요.
Thank goodness.
따라가도록 할게요.
Thank goodness, actually, we have been through Ismael's canto.
그래, 화만 내서 해결된 일이 별로 없긴 했지.
Thank goodness we have been through Heathcliff's canto.
감사합니다. 그럼
After some time, the gist of Faust's explanation was as follows. The cause of this issue, as always, involved a certain contract and an unilateral decision from the higher-ups of Limbus Company. W Corp, having caught wind of Limbus Company's recent distortion contract management promotions, decided to contract us to deal with a mysterious repeated series of incidents suspected to have been caused by a distortion. After multiple failed attempts to resolve it on their own, of course.
뒤틀림 현상 자체는 문제가 없었을 겁니다. 저희가 가진 정보와 일치한다면 워프 열차가 도착하는 대로 그 뒤틀림은 W사의 처치를 받아 승객으로 돌아갔을 테니까요.
Crap. Give me a second real quick. Sorry for that. I forgot to do something. 1 second. Alright, excuse me for that, we're back. Based on the available information, it can be determined that they would have all been neutralized as soon as the train arrived, and any transformed passengers would have been reverted to their human forms. Okay.
하지만
The real issue was that the passengers were disappearing.
사라진다니? 이 열차에서는 그러고 싶어도 그럴 수 없지 않은가?
그 부분을 포함하여 저희가 이유와 결과를 알아내야 하겠죠.
With W Corp share, and did W Corp share anything to get us started?
그 점이 이번 오해를 만든 가장 중요한 부분인 것 같군요.
Who do I pick for the ticket thing? Is Molar Boatworks East or Spicebush Yisang? I'm kind of stuck. Well, Spicebush Yisang is basically Bad End Yisang, so if you think about it, it's also a collectible. If you're going for Bad End IDs, I mean. I don't have an inkling, Ismail, anyway, thank you. Okay. I got Spicebush E and cause I have KOD Roria, so I'm good on seeking count and such, since I also have a Butler of House too. Okay, good. Spicebush E sang with the stick that makes your sads attack. Okay, good. I have Hanafuda East. The best smile for sinking, bro. Also, glad I sent you a notice image in the server. Oh yeah, I noticed it, but sorry, I didn't have time to, pay attention to it. Might as well actually look at it later. That appears to be the most prominent cause of the misunderstanding. Siap explained that WCOB refused to share anything about the trains because they were concerned about disclosing the secrets of their singularity. That's probably why they sought out an upstart business like Limbus Company to deal with this, now that I think about it. We wouldn't even know where to start if we didn't have access to the information that the identity cards had to offer. Faust produced what appeared to be a keycard with the W Corp logo on it before continuing with her explanations.
이 동면 캡슐을 언제든지 여닫을 수 있는 마스터 카드키를 받았으니 의뢰를 해결하면 저희는 메피스토펠레스에서 이야기했던 대로 동면 캡슐로 돌아가 안전하게 도착할 수 있겠죠.
날개라는 건 왜 하나같이 이 모양인 건지.
True, and I get the feeling that that's the reason why they actually gave us the first class for free. Limbus Company obviously wouldn't pay so much for us, that's for sure.
중요한 단서는 전부 감추고 정답을 찾아오라고 하는 건 좀 불친절한 것 같네요.
Man, even Honglo doesn't like that. Imagine.
적어도 T사에서는 멋진 배지도 주고 대표님이 조수로 따라와서 이것저것 설명해 주셨는데 말이에요.
파우스트 씨도 마음고생이 많으셨을 것 같아요.
Some sinners grew more receptive after her explanations, albeit with a sigh.
그래도 뭐가 있다는 티 정도는 내줄 수 있었을 텐데.
Yeah, it's actually kind of sad that they do not trust the sinners to know a couple of things before anything. But then again, it's also a little bit for the shock value of the player. If the Faust knew what was going to happen, then there wouldn't be any suspense once we arrived in this scene, you know?
맞아요. 이해가 아주 안 되는 건 아니지만 파우스트 씨의 행동이 하나하나 감시당하고 있는 건 아니잖아요.
그건
Eh? But not everyone was willing to let this go without saying their piece.
다음엔 참고하도록 하죠.
That brow, yes, it did reach 7 degrees. Houston, we have a problem. And that's just about all I can do for her. It's an undeniable fact that her actions have disappointed the sinners. This is Faust we're talking about, though. I'm sure she can back up plans. She has backup plans for backup plans to get us out of this situation.
그래서 이제 우리가 어떤 일을 하면 되는 거지?
그래, 뭐 일단 일은 벌어졌으니까 여기서 평생 썩어야 하는 상황은 피한 것 같고.
그 부분을 관리자님과 잠시 상의해 보도록 하겠습니다.
I just realized what I read. Oh, kill me. Discuss? But discussing things with other people is very unlike Faust. What are we discussing, Faust?
목소리는 낮추는 게 좋을 것 같군요, 단테.
Why are we whispering? Her secretive attitude only exacerbated by my already battered sense of safety.
제젤 샤프트, 아니, 파우스트가 연결되지 않습니다.
The fuck? I don't know what this means in German, by the way. The Gesellschaft. Okay. We need your help, but we can't tell you for what and how. Sounds like my job. Faust's eyebrows act like a doomsday clock. Indeed. Indeed. Backup plan for backup plan. Yep. We are 7 degrees closer to the end. Yeah, we are. Yeah, Gesellschaft is a keyword. The Faust chord is canon. It means community or something like that. What? Faust doesn't know all outcomes. Very important. What the fuck do you mean? Wait a minute. Is this what she calls the community of Fausts? Gesellschaft, social relations based on impersonal ties, such as the duty to a society or organization. What? The Hype and Aura plot can't give too much information. Fair. Faust knows some. Yokola, just a question. I mean, Faust doesn't know. Okay. Do you like masculine characters with hype moments and aura? Okay, wait a minute. We're having like 3, maybe 4 different conversations right now in this chat. What are you old people talking about? I think Letouche. What do you mean think Letouche, master? The fuck? Again, Faust chord is canon. What is Faust chord? Sounds like the average YouTube chat to me. Man, I give up. I can't anymore. I'm sorry, what?
저는 파우스트의 정보를 열람할 수가 없는 상태입니다.
You've lost your knowledge? No! It's that implant she has on her brain, which is basically like a fucking, memory card. You cannot access the memory card? That's what you're trying to say. Okay, now I remember. I think now, yeah, now it's coming back to me. That's right. She has this implant, the memory card implant, where she basically has, you know, all the knowledge stored, and she cannot access the memory card, basically. And just like that, the ominous feeling I had turned out to be right. And that is such a perfect cliffhanger, too. Faust Cord is Jersel's shaft. I still don't know what Faust Cord is. Faust Discord. That's what Faust Cord is. Man. Discord server is gone, my boy. Man, I can't.
내일도 좋은 컨디션으로
I
임하시려.
can't. I just cannot. I simply cannot. Okay, got one identity, got two identities. Yippee-ki-yay. Also, it's pronounced Gay Shell Shaft. Okay, fair. It's the Discord server of all Fausts. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, I should have put 2 and 2 together now, didn't I? Well, let me do the dailies again, in order for me to not have them for next time. Why do I have only you selected? Oh, that's right, because of the other...
나 훌륭한 미끼.
잠시 같이 걸을 테.
나.
There we go.
비가 떨어질 때군요.
Shaft. Yeah, I know. Holy, this team is a mishmash of ideas. I know, but they work kinda nicely for me. I never minded them. She has a Discord where she is connected to other Mirror World Fausts where they share knowledge with each other. Hence why she knows everything in the Discord jokes. Now it makes sense where the, you know, the Gamer Faust came from. She's not actually Gamer Faust, she's actually a fucking Discord moderator. Now I realize I was mistaken all along. I thought bro ran out of time. Well, look, I do have the morning shift tomorrow, as I said before, right? I have run out of time. Right now I'm wasting my sleep time for you guys. It reminds me of my very first team. I mean, so far these teams have actually, you know, kept me, you know, going. So yeah, why not? Cromer Faust is the worst type of moderator, bro. I know. She looks the part, definitely. Not her knowledge. That's so nice of you. Yeah, no problem. I live to entertain. Do a midnight stream for Walpurgis. I can't. I would have loved to, but I cannot. You know why? Because I have... Hiccup. Sorry. I have the morning shift the day after 2. That means that I'm gonna have to do the stream around the same hour as today, 9. If not earlier, like 7. Maybe I'm gonna do it at 9. Preferable to do it at 9. The same hour as today, basically. I have a picture of my first team. Oh, send it later, I wanna see that. It makes it even funnier how Cromer saw her with Sinclair in a mirror world. The one universe Sinclair became the one who showed grief. She wasn't involved. Yeah. True.
잘근잘근 씹어버리겠네.
내 뒤.
I have to wake up at 7 o'clock. I'm forced to farm XP tickets. Well, I'm forced to actually farm... I'm forced to farm currency for my bills. So I have to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. In 5 hours. In less than 5 hours by now, actually.
당연한 결과죠.
Okay, that is one. And then Fred. And then we're calling it a day, baby.
파우스트가 나설 만한 곳이어야 할 겁니다.
Then again, Cromer Faust is better than Gunnar Faust, so yep, fair. I agree on that. Good. Oh, this music. They literally have one of the most badass tracks in the Circle of Wrath. I love that. This place is so me, actually.
일발장장.
I also have a slot dedicated for my OG team. Good. My first ever team is actually the whole Leo Association gang. Minus she sang. Oh, you had all of them. Good. Ultra kill ass boys. Kinda, yeah. Yo, Minus, your son is here. Wow. You know what? The sad part on that on that U53 is that actually Minos was the king of Crete. It wasn't actually the Minotaur. The Minotaur, it literally basically translates to the Taurus of Minos, which was the king at the time. At the myth. The name of the Taurus himself is actually Asterius, as far as I remember. Yeah, I think it was Asterius. I remember from Hades and then reading the actual context. And you know what's the fucked up part? Technically speaking, the Taurus is actually a son, a stepson to Minos, because okay, let's say that there is a tag of, if you were to read an off-brand, the tag bestiality would be there. Yes, let's just say that. I call my first team the Rage Bait team. Yep. The way the air gets blurred from the heat on its attacks is very nice. True. Minus Corpse is big boss. Yep. What do you mean? Minos wasn't the ruler of the last layer before he was killed by the Archangel Gabriel. Are we talking about... Wait a minute. Are we talking about Greek myth, or are we talking about, you know, Dante's Inferno myth? But when I started, Leo Rodion is the current banner. And surprisingly, my first ever 000 is Leo Ismael. So it works out. Good. I beg my biggest pardon. Yes. Yes. You shall beg. And I shall beg too, because that is actually true.
내일도 좋은 컨디션으로 임할.
Yeah. Your bitch ass machine minus prime. What the hell did I just hear? Yeah, I wasn't happy when I was reading the myth, the actual myth. Not the one, not the PG myth they actually teach you in school. I mean the actual myth of the actual context. Back when I was the same when I first read that, yeah. Greek mythology was wild. Let me tell you this one thing. If there was a studio, and this is actually a thing, by the way, I genuinely believe that if there was actually a Japanese hentai studio which was willing to actually create, you know, hentai based on Greek myths, they would have a plethora of everything, from seiso to downright degenerate horror shit. Like, for example, if you were to add the harem part. Let me tell you this. In one of the... Man, I cannot believe this is actually Greek myth. Literally, I didn't know that shit back when I was a kid. And now that I do know, I'm like, crap, all my life has been a lie. So basically, you know, in the myth of Hercules, at some point, he was basically, you see, he was basically... he was welcomed by a king. I cannot remember the name's king. I do not remember why he was there. I just know that he was there for a brief period of time. And you see, the thing is, well, the king actually had, I think it was 10 daughters? Yes. And Hercules, every night, he would actually get drunk and he would actually do it with one of them without realizing that every night he's doing it with a different daughter. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man, crap. I need to contact the Japanese studio for this. This will actually suck like crazy. Nobody has done that yet, and I don't know why. And there are many stories which actually have plots like that. It literally hentai before hentai actually existed. I shit you not. Anyway, because it's past 12 a.m. and I guess we are really at this point where we actually start discussing the most heinous of shit, I really have to get going now before it gets way too weird. Derailed for good there. I guess, yeah. They wouldn't have exaggerated or created new stuff. Just being lore accurate would be enough. Exactly. Pretty much. They don't have to do anything more themselves. Collider outing himself. It's not me. It's actually there. You can read it yourself. Love is blind, my ass. I guess, yeah. One more node? No, man. No. If I really would have loved to. It's not like I'm really tired, but actually waking up at 5 a.m. kicks your ass if you haven't slept enough. So I really have to get going. I'll come back tomorrow for Walpurgis, and tomorrow we're gonna do much more because there is no. Wait a minute. Yeah, tomorrow I have a morning shift. The day after tomorrow I have another morning shift. It's in the day after tomorrow in which I'm gonna have much more time. And the day after tomorrow is... It's Friday. Yes, it's Friday. Okay, on Friday we can have a longer Limbus stream because the day after tomorrow, no, the following day after tomorrow, it's the day which I have another night shift. So we're golden on that one. We're actually golden. 2 hours of sleep sucks. Well, it's not actually 2 hours. It's actually 4 hours and 50 minutes. And the more I take longer, the less I have. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time, okay? Get some rest yourselves. Have a good day. I'll see you next time, okay? And, well, can't wait for Walpurgis. Cannot lie. I cannot wait for Walpurgis, man. Only hours away. Only hours away. Let's fucking go. Anyway, bye-bye. See you, everyone. I appreciate everyone dropping by. Bye-bye. Later.